just a few quick notes. Once again, we're running the Forbidden Caverns of Archaea by Greg Gillespie. So I'm going to have my rulebook, Dungeon Crawl Classics aside. We left off with our party and our group investigating the Cave of Old Spindlelegs, a mysterious creature that the kobold spoke of. You will notice here that the map is a little bit different. When we left off, we had explored the upper half of this. There was a skeleton fight and a fresh water supply in this cave here, and our group decided to return to the main cavern and head south this way. Off camera, I cut it out of my last video because it was getting long, but off camera our group did explore a little bit more of this region. There's a cave over here to the west where it was completely empty except the floor was covered in like a smooth stone. They call it glassy rock, sort of like a volcanic smooth stone, which caused them to slip and slide, sort of like ice in this cavern. But there was nothing else here of interest, just a smooth stone floor, which now they understand they need to be careful of and look out for because it could be hazardous. Let me get a non-magnetic device here. So our group came to this intersection, which they assume that this will lead to the same cavern, but they decided to go south. And in this cave, they discovered a ledge with a large growth of mushrooms atop of it. And they see a large rubble pile down here, but they decided to climb this ledge and explore up here as they were looking for a place to camp for the night. And they actually discovered a dead body up here of a magic user, a wizard of some kind. Somehow he climbed up here wounded and died in the midst of this fungal growth. They tested the mushrooms for toxicity and discovered that they were just fine. There was nothing of danger up here, but the magic user's body contained a spell book with several spells in it, but our mage, Madmartin, did not open it or did not study or read the spells yet. He wants to take it back to town, to the Temple of Arcantra, and a safe place to study it properly. But this is the ledge up here. They explored all of this ledge. It's just a dead end back here, so they're going to camp for the night up on this ledge and take turns during the watch. The time when they ended here was about 6 or 6:30 p.m. So a perfect time. Still on day one of this adventure, or day one in the Caverns of Archaea. Half-Step takes the final watch in the early morning hours. Near the end of her shift, she hears in the darkness towards the east the crumbling of stones and scrambling. She lights a torch in the campfire and casts it as far as she is able. What she sees horrifies her. Briefly, a tall, thin creature peering at her from behind the rubble some 60 feet away. Its two small eyes glowing and reflecting the light. It quickly shuffles back from the light and is heard running in the darkness towards the south. Half-Step's knee-jerk reaction is to utter a surprised and terrifying shout, which wakes everyone. There! Someone or something there! It was tall, taller than a man. It had a long, thin nose, arms and legs, and it moved fast. Where did it go? That way. It retreated to the shadows and it fled. But it was a thing of nightmares. I think we should leave. Old Spindlelegs, no doubt. I have never seen anything like what you described, my sister. It sounds like a cave troll, worse than ogres. We should be cautious. They are deadly and have no mercy. It must also be cautious of us, being more in number than he. It was probably scouting. Maybe we can reason with it. It was hungry. If we proceed, keep that in mind. But I say we hunt it and kill it by Veridicus. So, after counseling together, our group, in the morning hours, climb back off of this 20-foot ledge and decide they will carefully head south in the direction that this creature seemingly went. They carefully move around the rubble pile and discover nothing except some tracks in the ground, and sure enough, the tracks are of some kind of three-toed creature, but they are quite large and look as if it is of a large or tall two-legged creature. So they carefully move south in this cavern, and as they move south, they hear the sound of rushing water up ahead into the darkness. And eventually, after I'll give them 3 turns, they're moving quite cautiously here. It is 7:30 in the morning. Our group, the cavern narrows, or rather opens up into a wide, about a 20-foot wide underground river that is flowing from the west to the east, and a natural stone bridge that crosses this river underground. They approach the natural stone bridge, and the air smells foul down here. And when they get to the edge of the bridge, a creature speaks out from the darkness, and it sounds like it's coming from below. And it says, "Who approaches my bridge? I smell man flesh. Let us talk and decide if I should allows you to cross me bridge." Madmartin speaks up and he says, "O creature of the dark cave, we hear you. Come to our light, and we shall decide what to do. We mean you no harm. We want to see if we can make some kind of peace and settle in the upper reaches of your cave, as it were." The creature below speaks once again. "Put out your lights, and I will approach." The group look at each other, and they know that only Halfstep and Aerolith are going to be able to see anything in the recesses of this pitch black cavern. And Kalain speaks up and he says, "This is not possible, dark creature. We will not be able to see you, and if we cannot see you, how can we speak face to face? Come, approach your side of the bridge, and we on ours." So the creature scrambles and almost slithering, crawling, hunched over. As he comes into the edge of the torchlight, there's a staircase on the western side of the bridge that goes what appears to go beneath it. He scrambles and slithers and crawls his way up these stone steps. He is 9 foot tall and very thin and gaunt, with a slight belly but very thin legs and thin, long arms with claws at the end of his gaunt-like fingers. This 9-foot tall creature, even though it is hunched over, it looks quite scary. Its eyes are sunken into its head, into its skull. Small red, they glow in the firelight, but they are sunken and they look almost hollow, like a hollow skull. And this horrid stench and this horrid looking creature, the creature of nightmares, appears on the edge of their torchlight and stands about as tall as it dares, and it says, "My name is Yagluk. What be yours names?" And Madmartin introduces himself and all of his companions. And Yagluk, the troll, speaks again, and he says, "Look, I smelled you last night, and I could have come and snatched yous up, you see. Well, I didn't. I am a man of trade, you see. All I do down here is eat the fishes, and I likes the fishes, but I smells something sweeter, you see. I'm hungry, and I will allow you to pass me bridge uncontested any time you choose, if as long as you bring me a man or a woman to eat every times. It's easy. Just bring me a slave or something." And our group all stand there in dread and kind of shock that this man-eating creature is actually offering this kind of bargain. They look at each other and immediately say, "No, this is not going to happen." And they tell Yagaluk, the troll, "Is there not some other method of passage or of peace in this cavern? It is quite nice and cozy." I'm going to give Madmartin a charisma check roll here. His personality is a 9, so maybe he shouldn't be the spokesman for this group. Okay, so he rolls a 9 on the dice. So the troll scratches its head and he says, "Fine. If not an adult, then just a little child. How's about that one?" As he points at Half Step and asks if they would give up. He assumes she's some kind of child. And he says, and of course the group say, "No, this is not a child. This is our friend, a companion, and a strong warrior. Troll, do not seek her life." And Yagaluk asks, "Well, what about that doggy there? Them's good eating too. I'll take that, and then yous can plunder beyond here to your heart's contents." And of course Madmartin is going to strongly object to that. And he says, "With the strongest protest, sir, this is also our companion, and we will not part with our friends." Then Yagaluk, I'm going to give this a 2d6 roll. Yagaluk is quite irate at this point, and he spreads out his claws and stands as straight as he possibly can, and he says, "Well then, you have no other friends here in my cave. Come, fight me if you dare, or get the hell out, or I will kill you all." At this point, Our group needs to make a decision. They can probably safely exit this cave at this point carefully, and perhaps try to find another place to establish themselves, or they can attempt some kind of fight here with this large creature. I'm gonna say, since they've already found the source of water and a relatively safe place to camp, that's gonna weigh in their favor. I'm gonna say only on a 1 to 4 are they gonna choose to stand their ground here and try to dispose of this creature, who is obviously an evil creature and murderer. So 1 to 4 they stand and fight, and 5 to 6 they flee. Yeah, 3. Definitely 5 out of 6 are wanting to rid this cave of this creature. Whether this is a good decision on their part or not, well, we shall see. Okay, I'm trying my best to set up a little bit better angle for some of the combats. So we have on one side Yagluk, the troll who lives under the bridge and demands food for passage, and on the other side we have our brave adventurers, and they have decided to try to deal with this creature. They have noticed something. Kalain is still holding his torch, and Madmartin has his lantern lit. The troll doesn't seem to want to come too close to the light, which is significant. So, at that, our ranged fighters, Aerolith, Halfstep, and Zyma, spread out, and they take out their weapons, and they are going to, let's see who wins initiative first. Yes, Madmartin and his team are going to take the first shots. I have too many dice over here. So starting with Aerolith and his bow. I wish I had a better organization for these character sheets. Aerolith gets a +3 missile attack. He rolls only a 4 on the dice, which misses. The arrow goes wide, and the troll's beady little eyes get slightly wider as he's kind of shocked that they have decided to fight him. Halfstep has her sling ready, and she produces a stone, and she rolls an 11 on the dice, and I don't think, she is not going to be able to hit this creature. And just, if you're wondering, I hope you can see this. This is what Yagluk looks like. Old spindle legs. Yeah, he has an armor class of 15, so an 11 on the dice is not going to work. Zyma also has her sling prepared, and she loads a stone and twirls it, getting a natural 20, which, once again, I love these nat 20s. I promise you these dice are not loaded, but both the greens and the reds did produce a lot of nat 1s and nat 20s when I tested them, which was kind of fun, I thought. So she rolls 10. Masterful Strike. She inflicts 2d6 damage with this strike. So not only does she get the 1 damage, she also gets 10 more. Zyma's like the GOAT, man. She's this is like the MVP of this entire group. So the stone hits old Yagluk Spindle Legs straight between the eyes, and he screams out in pain as he is quite surprised this group has decided to fight him. And I'm going to give him a chance. Is he 1 to 3? He rushes the group in his rage. 4 to 6, he runs into the darkness to flee. He rushes the group. That was the end of our group's turn because nobody else is going to dare step foot on this bridge and come forward. So he has a movement of 40, but since it's more than 10 foot for him, he's not going to be able to attack. But he stomps out on top of this bridge and rushes towards Vercingetorix and Kalain here, making a small shield wall right here. They stand their ground for now, but this is quite scary to them, this 9-foot tall creature that is rushing towards them in his rage. Rolling for initiative again. Yagaluk gets to go. This could be it for our group, because he is going to, he stretches his claws out, and let's see who he's hitting first. 1 to 3 is Kalain, 4 to 6 is Vercingetorix. He goes towards Kalain with his first claw, and Kalain has an armor class of hopefully better than 15. Yes. Kalain has his shield out with his torch in his hand. His armor class is 17, so the first claw does not hit Kalain. He rolls a nat 1 on the second claw attack, which is a fumble. But I'm going to look that up here in just a minute. And then his bite, another 15. So Kalain holds up his shield and blocks 3 claw attacks, and then this creature tries to reach over and bite Kalain, but his shield plus his armor is unable for this creature's fangs to penetrate. However, the creature did fumble. He stumbles and leaves himself wide open to attack. The next enemy that attacks the Yagluk receives a +2 bonus on his attack roll. So it goes into our turn. And because Aerolith has his bow out and ready, actually I'm going to do movement first. I'm going to say Zyma sees this bottleneck position. She knows this is not good. So she is actually going to try to leap the river to the other side of the bridge and perhaps be able to make shots from there. So she runs and leaps. However, does she make it? And if she fails, I might have to add some luck to it. Nat 20. She does so. Oh my gosh. I promise you these dice aren't weighted. She does so with cat-like agility, is able to take a running leap and leap straight across the river without Yagaluk even noticing. But that was her turn. She's done her full movement. Aerolith missiles. Our troll friend here is staggered from his own claw attacks, and Aerolith gets a +2 to his shot. Oh, that's not enough though, because he only rolls a 2. But even with his agility, his +3/+2 is not going to be enough. So the arrow goes wide. He sees his moment, and in his excitement, he looses an arrow, but the arrow did not find its mark. And I think the rule said the next opponent, so it's not everyone this turn. So we have half step with her sling. She sees this big, large creature come stomping over this bridge, and she loads another. You cannot make this up. I'm gonna retest these dice. By the way, this is crazy. Another nat 20. How? That's statistically impossible. I might have to use another dice. After this roll, I'm gonna start using a different dice just to make sure that these aren't weighted. But she gets a nat 20. The gods are on our side by Viridicus. She smashes the foe's nose in an explosion of blood, inflict another d6 of damage with the strike, and the foe loses their sense of smell for 1d4 turns. So She gets 3 plus 6 damage. Oh my gosh, dude. They're spanking this guy, man. 9 total damage. He has a lot of HP though, so he's pretty beefy, but his nose is completely smashed and troll blood goes splattering across the shield of Kalain. Now, magic. Does Madmartin wish to... I think he's going to hold his spell this round. Once again, magic in this system is very dangerous. It could also corrupt the magic user or do dangerous things to his friends if a bad roll happens, and we're long overdue for a bad roll right now. So he's going to hold off. Vercingetorix, I'm using the brown dice now for our group just to kind of, I don't know, that dice is kind of freaking me out. I did test it. I did 100 rolls per dice, and it was almost an even spread from 1 to 20. So I always try to test my dice when I'm going to publish the rolls. So Vercingetorix is going to attack with his broadsword. He rolls a 2 on the dice, and that is not going to be enough to penetrate the rubbery skin of this horrid creature. And Kalain, with his torch lit, is going to he's going to do a melee roll as well. He does a 12 on the dice. I don't think that's going to be enough to hit. Yeah, he only gets a plus 0, so he does not penetrate the rubbery skin. However, the troll does not like to be near this fire, so I'm going to give him another morale check. If he rolls a 1, he will flee from this. He rolled a 1, so on his turn he will try to get away from the torchbearer. And that's all of our turns, so we're going to roll initiative once again. Our guys get to go again. This time Zyma is feeling quite brave, and she is going to come up behind the troll as if to stab him in the back. But only on the next turn. This turn she has consumed her movement, but she will be able to roll her first thief skill of backstab. Let's see, Aerolith with his arrow. 18 this time on the dice. Oh, I'm sorry. That does not count. I rolled the lucky dice. 7 only this time on the roll. So the arrow does not penetrate. Now half step with her sling. Gets a 12 on the dice, but she gets plus 0. So her sling does not penetrate the rubbery skin of the troll. Madmartin with his spells, I think he's going to hold. He's going to try to get his dog in there. If anybody looks injured, they're going to swap places. So he's holding his guardian familiar Ulf. The dog is standing faithfully by his side. Vercingetorix again. Make sure I got the brown dice this time. Vercingetorix with melee. 19 on the dice, plus 2 is definitely enough to hit this troll. And being a warrior, that is a critical hit. A warrior in this game gets his criticals are natural 19s and natural 20s at level 1. So this is fun when it's going in my favor. On my D12 here, he gets a 1 on crit table. Battle Rage makes friend. Oh, this could be a bad thing. Battle Rage makes friend and foe indistinguishable. The foe is hit for 1d12 extra damage. So not only did he hit for 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2 for his strength, 8. He gets to roll. He gets an extra 3 damage, so that's 11. And the ally nearest to him is also hit by a rebounding blow for 1d4. So Yagaluk gets hit for 11 damage. He is not looking healthy at this point, but he is still up. but Kalain also takes 3 points of damage to him as Vercingetorix swings his broadsword in rage in the glory of battle, but Kalain takes a hit, 3 damage, and he is now injured, but still in the fight. Okay, and that is our turn. Yagaluk gets to go, and like I said, he wants to try to get away from there. So he is going to back up, and let me see if he does so. Does he notice on a 1 to 2? Well, let's do this. He backs up. Does he know that this thief is straight behind him? She gets a hide in shadows check with a +3. I think I have to choose a DC. I'm going to say that since he didn't see her leap over the river, this is just going to be she's going to have to hide under his legs or around his body to make sure that he doesn't notice her, and it's going to be a DC check of 10, but she gets a +3, so she has to roll a 13 or below. She does not. She rolls a 16, so he backs up and immediately spots her, but since he has moved, his movement at this point, he is not able to attack her, but she's unable to do the backstab now. She is noticed. Alright, roll for initiative. Red wins, that means Madmartin's team wins the initiative. I'm going to do missiles first. So brown dice this time. Aerolith with his arrow. 13 +3, but he only does 1 damage. The creature, Yagaluk, is still standing. Half step with her sling. She has a good shot. She rolls a 17 on the dice, doing 2 more damage. The creature is very bloodied, but he is still standing, and now enraged in his anger. He looks straight at this thief in front of him and growls and howls in his cave as it echoes into the darkness. Now Madmartin, I think, wants to cast a spell. He sees the danger that Zyma has placed herself in, and he is going to try to cast Force Manipulation. Well, let's see if he hits first. He's going to roll the brown dice. 4. No. It fails, and he has lost the spell for the day. His finger glows up, and he tries to trace the shape. However, his words stutter out of his mouth, and the magic fizzles away and is unable to be cast. He was going to try to shield Zyma from an attack next round. But now we have melee, and we don't have anybody in melee range except for Zyma. So what's going to happen is Vercingetorix is going to rush forward, but he's unable to attack. Kalain is right behind him, unable to attack. Only Zyma can attack this round. She has her Zijari stick, and let's see if she can live up to her reputation as the goat of this group. No, she rolls a 2 on the dice and is unable to hit the troll in front of her. His turn. I'm going to roll 3 dice. 1 to 3 is Zyma, 4 to 6 is Vercingetorix. 2 on Zyma. 1 on the bite is going to be on Vercingetorix, so the troll is going to claw twice at Zyma, rolling a 5 on the dice, and missing. She dodges out of the way, and then rolling a 9 on the dice, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, she's got some armor. She's armor class 14. That is still, well, with his, I should adjudicate it this way, he has a +6, so that will hit her for 2 damage. He is a 6 hit dice creature, so he gets a +6 to his rolls. Oof. She is still injured from the last fight, and that could have killed her easily. She's not looking pretty. And then the bite on our warrior, who dealt the most damage to him so far. The bite is a D10. Yes, 17. And his damage is 6. Vercingetorix takes 6 points of damage, and he is wounded, but not critically. Alright, roll for initiative. The troll gets to go again. We're going to do the same thing. He's enraged. 1 to 3 is Zyma. 1 on Zyma, 1 on Vercingetorix, 2 on Vercingetorix. So he does 1 claw swipe at Zyma. Yeah, he gets 13 on the dice, so a 19, and he does 3 damage to Zyma. Oh my gosh, she's almost dead. Madmartin, or Half Step, yells into the darkness. She's like, Zyma, no! Run! And 1 claw swipe on Vercingetorix. Yes, making contact. He is not looking good. He's almost dead. And then a bite on Vercingetorix. The troll's mouth falls upon our hero and clenches down upon his neck. Vercingetorix can't even make a sound. His eyes roll in the back of his head as the blood loss suddenly causes him to collapse and pass out. He is lying in a pool of his own blood upon the bridge. Alright, our turn. Kalain screams out, Rix, get up! But the battle rages on. We're going to do arrows from Arrowlith. He shoots another arrow, unable to hit. Half Step sees the danger and sees one of her friends now collapsed on the bridge, and she is going to I forgot about luck, but Vercingetorix had the lowest luck. I don't even think luck would have saved him. But Half Step is going to she's going to add luck to her 1 point of luck, so to her roll to make it hit. So her luck is down, but she only hits for 1 point of damage, but that's still not enough to drop this massive creature. Kalain is close enough. He jumps over the body, stands over the body of his friend as if to defend, and with his torch he tries to swipe. He sees the wound. He knows it's fatal, and there's nothing that his healing magic can do for his friend at this point. I think he's just going to try to swipe with this torch and pray to Veridicus, and yes, he rolls an 18 on the dice and gets 4 on his torch damage, and being fire damage, it is enough to fell this troll. He swings with this torch over the body of his friend, and almost in a stabbing motion pierces the troll through the chest, almost gaunt-like chest, and the troll screams out in pain, catches fire, and collapses to the ground as his rubbery skin burns to a crisp. The battle is over. Kalain rushes to the side, or stands over the Vercingetorix, kneels over him and inspects his wounds, and he stands up slowly and looks at the rest of the group now on the bridge with him, and he says, "He is gone. A brave warrior has fallen this day. We should take him back and give him a proper burial. I dare not leave him in this place where necromancy will consume his body and steal his soul." And they all have a moment of silence and quietly agree. But first, we should, Zyma says, she reminds the group, this is sad. I really liked that man. He was a bold and brave one. But when we go back to town, let's make sure that we have something that can pay for the loss of our dear friend. These creatures in this cavern will pay for him. So they decide to investigate, and she, even though she has injured herself, Kalain is going to ask if she wants some healing. And I think she's the same alignment, so that's not going to be too difficult. Yes, she only gets a d6, so she is healed 5 points of damage, and she is once again no longer on the brink of death herself. Blood was pouring down her side, but she does venture off. She lights a torch and ventures off down the stairs, and after a moment she calls back up to the group and she says, "I'm gonna need some help with this. There's a lot here." So let's discover what Vercingetorix died for. That sounds so bad putting it like that. Oh, I hate losing a character, but that's the game. That is the game, folks. Yagluk, in his underbridge home, there's a little ledge, and in his den, he has quite a bit of coin, and the coin is like scattered about all over the place, so it's going to take some time. He also has a satchel with some kind of vial of liquid in it. 2 of them, actually. These, Madmartin seizes them and says, "These appear to be potions, but of what variety I do not know, and I cannot tell." So they spend about an hour collecting all of the coins, and Zyma is keen to try to count them as they collect them. She estimates that there are more than 1,400 coppers and 3,200 electrum pieces, which could be quite valuable. And as I said, they do not want to just leave their friend Vercingetorix here in this cave, so they are going to go back and try to make their way back across the desert the next this day back to the Dragon's Teeth Henge, strenuously carrying their friend's body up. Back up out of the cave and back up the switchback trail. And on a 1d6, they do have some kind of encounter. They do not. They roll a 4 on the dice, so they are easily able to make it. Not easily, but they are able to make it back to Dragon's Teeth Henge by sunset, and set up camp with the wrapped dead body of Vercingetorix with them.